Hello everyone, I'm Elena and this is Applewood Tarot. This is my latest card comparison video, where I look at various individual tarot cards and take in their nuances and how each creator chose to depict them. I apologize if my voice is stranger than usual. I'm currently sick and trying to get through it. I'm also a bit foggy, and so may speak less than I usually do. Please bear with me. With that said, today's card is Strength. Over the course of tarot history, strength became less about physical force and leaned more towards inner power, strength of character, if you will. Smith-Waite's card shows a woman in white closing a lion's mouth. She is gentle, but persistent, like a root pushing its way through concrete. White symbolizes her spirituality and purity. This does not necessarily mean chastity, more like she is complete and purely herself. There is no other influence at work. She is dedicated and doesn't shy away from a challenge. The lion is a red-orange color, which may be primarily anger, but I see it as baser instincts in general. If you're familiar with the watered-down chakra system common in the West, red and orange are associated with the physical and mundane aspects of the self. Lions are also known for their impressive manes. Applied to people, this may express vanity. Whatever the lion symbolizes, it's clearly being mastered by the more elevated force represented by the woman. There's also the bright yellow sky and a mountain in the background. With optimism, challenges are made small and overcome. At the top right is Strength from Into the Wild Tarot. It has similar imagery to Smith-Waite's. The landscape is near mirrored, but instead of a woman, there's a hamster or something similar hugging the lion's face. This expresses that to master the lion, and by extension what it represents, one needs love, as well as willpower, dedication, and all the rest. Consider that the lion is anger. The part of the self that feels anger does so on our behalf, whether justified or not. People often get angry when they feel offended in some way. Again, justified or not. It's a response that stems from self-love. I love myself, so I will defend myself. Of course, this does not mean we should all keep a hair-trigger temper with the excuse of self-love. Just understand that anger in itself isn't bad. Listen to it. Work with it. Love every part of yourself to show that you're all on the same team. That's how you learn to trust yourself, which is a big part in learning how to act and when. Because there are times when anger is the appropriate response and times when it isn't. Speaking of conflict, but not really, Alice Tarot's Strength at the bottom left shows an attempt at peacemaking. The lion and the unicorn are always at odds with each other, fighting their way through the land and destroying towns in their wake. In the book, it's supposed to be a metaphor for two particular countries or houses, I don't fully remember. Here, they've agreed to a snack break, and Alice is tasked with cutting the cake they are to eat. She'd better cut it evenly, so neither party feels slighted. Alice wears her classic blue and white outfit. The unicorn is white, while the lion wears blue. Alice is then the balancing force between them. Also, if the lion is the baser, more mundane aspects of the self, then the unicorn may be the more spiritual higher self. To favor one over the other is to be out of balance. Both are needed to be complete and healthy. It helps if they're not constantly at each other's throats. The moral of that is, have some sweets, and maybe you'll calm down a little. At the bottom right is Strength from Unveiling the Golden Age Tarot, also titled Origins of Light. This image shows me that the source of strength comes from one's inner light. It is bright and powerful and brings a sense of peace. This light is a gift, and when nurtured, connects us above, beneath, and center to our own true selves, as well as the earth, the sky, and beyond. We can draw on these larger sources of strength when an extra boost is needed. In return, we can exude peace and help our small part of the world to be that much better. I feel that this card shows a rich and deep truth of the world, but there isn't much to say in regards to explaining it. Rather, it should be meditated on, so I'll leave you to do that if you like. At the top left is Strength from Labyrinth Tarot. I think I mentioned it before in a VR, but I'll explain its layers again here. At face value, this depicts the card's older interpretation of physical strength. It's a robot, aptly named Humongous, that stands about 10 to 15 feet tall. It swings a double-bladed axe around, and would obviously be very intimidating, if not outright dangerous, to come across in person. But having seen the movie, this can be expanded upon. Humongous is controlled by a little goblin in the cockpit at its head. So this giant, scary thing is mastered by a small but more intelligent being. Brute force is not the strongest thing there is. To add another layer, in the movie, one of the good guys throws out the little goblin in order to take over Humongous, but he doesn't know how to use the controls. He scrambles a bit and soon accidentally breaks it. All of this to show that there are proper and improper ways to handle this kind of power or force. It's important to know how to best make use of it. That's all I have the energy for today. This one was brief, but I hope not too much so. I tried my best to stay lucid and mostly on point. Feel free to leave in the comments anything additional you would like to discuss. I'll respond when I can. But now I need to rest. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Stay healthy and strong. See you next time.